Alright, today I'm going to show you a short tutorial on one of the reasons why your article might be declined from Wikipedia. Here we have one of the common reasons. So this submission was declined this last week. It says that it is not adequately supported by reliable sources. And then they go on to qualify that. Reliable sources are required so information can be verified. This reviewer was nice enough to make a comment here that says Amazon isn't a reliable source. The second citation, LitPick, seems to be user submitted, so it's a fan site, so that's not reliable. And then this third one looks fine. Basically, all they're saying here is this is probably a great article and should be accepted. Everything else looks like it's done well. It has some good citations, got a lot of good information. But we just need a few more reliable sources. So this is easy enough to fix. This is a book, Aragon's Guide to Alagasia. And so all we need to do is find some citations that talk about the book. Now, as we Google this, let's go ahead and open up a Google page. I'm going to copy this. And we'll search for it. We're going to find Amazon. We're going to find book review places or booksellers. So the challenge is to find an article that talks about the book. So a book review might be a good place to look, or something that talks about perhaps the author and the process in writing. Sometimes there's interviews and newspaper articles. So we can add those things to our search. But first, let's just scroll down and see if we can find any of those things here. It looks like that's the citation that was already listed. Random House. Here we go, a book review, blogcritics.org. That looks like a legitimate reference. So we'll open that up and let's go to the next page, see if we can find one or two more. Again, these are all just book vendors. A look at the audio book, that might work. Let's try that. Another fan site, so could possibly work. If nothing else, having several fan sites is better than one fan site. That might be a vendor, I don't know what that is, so we'll open that up. Let's try one more. Okay, we're not finding a lot here, so let's expand our search. Let's do book review, see if we can find a couple more reviews here. Now we're going to find the ones in Amazon, but again, they already told us they don't want those. They want actually review sites, so that might be more helpful. Some of these, the Inheritance, Wikia, and Alagasia.com, those would work great as external links, just to add a little bit more there at the bottom. Here's Lisa's book review, so that might work, although I'm a little skeptical because the coding's showing up, so this might just be another fan page. Content review, parental, we'll see what that is. Alright, we've got a few choices now here, so let's look at what we found. This first one from Blog Critics is a book review, Aragon's Guide to Alagasia. This looks great. This is perfect for what we need. So it's just a simple review. What's this going to tell us that we don't already have in our article? So let's come back here. It tells us what the book is. It's after the fourth book. It's not a continuation, but it serves to. Alright, so we basically just have what we're looking for here. We could talk about the illustrations here. Let's add that. So the illustrations are by these three fellows. So let's just get their names in there, and then we'll cite that. And that's going to add to the credibility of our citation. So we can just add that here in the main part before the synopsis. So we'll come down, find this main page, and now we're just going to add what we found. Book illustrations are done by Fred, Larry, Ian, and David. Great. So not a significant edit, but something in there. So we'll click click on the site, go to this looks like we're going to call it a news article just because it has an author's name and a date. So we'll come back here, copy the URL, paste that in there, click today's access date, get the title here, book review, and it's by Richard Marcus on December 2nd, 2009. Richard Marcus. Alright, so we'll get that in there. Okay. Marcus, Richard, 2nd, December 2009. This is by blogcritics.org. So we'll just put that in as the publisher, blogcritics.org. And that should give us enough for our full citation, so we put that in, hit the save page, and that looks great. So we've got an extra citation here. Having all the citations, it's in 2 columns here. Right now that doesn't make a lot of sense because there aren't a lot of citations, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. Just by changing that tag, it says right now 2 columns, so just get rid of that. Alright, so this is a start. I'm going to go ahead and look at some of those other ones, but I'll end the tutorial for that. So, if your problem is that you don't have enough reliable sources, find more reliable sources. Sometimes it takes a search. So, I did a search for book reviews. I might do a search for the title and put Christopher Paolini's name in it, or search just for news articles, so I can expand my search that way. Alright, hopefully this was helpful, and you can get your article resubmitted and accepted in Wikipedia. Thanks.